Salam, MEA community. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Today we have a great presentation. We're going to have a panelist discuss Muslim women in business. Thank you again for everybody tuning in. If you have any questions, you can feel free to post them and we'll go over it periodically as we go through this webinar. I want to introduce both Salma and Shabana, and feel free to make your introductions.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, MEA community. My name is Shabana Patel. I'm working with Guidance Residential as a mortgage loan officer. I've been with the company for the last 3 years.
Salam everyone, my name is Salma. I'm a social conscious startup founder called PaidMeals. It's a paid forward app.
Perfect. So, today's discussion is really gonna, go over women's role in both business and entrepreneurship. We see the landscape changing. Historically, it's been a very, male-dominated field. Both of you are either in, business or in entrepreneurship. So let's just get into it. Some of the questions we had is, what are some obstacles that you faced as a Muslim woman, joining business or in entrepreneurship, starting your own company?
Yeah, so for me, I think mortgages alone for female in general, it's a male-dominated society environment. And working for me here within the company, it's, again, very male-dominated. I'm the only sister between the team of 11 associates here in the Northeast. So that's been a challenge for me, working with male associates in the sales environment. The other challenge I had was networking with out there, trying to market myself, networking in the masjids where it's usually men. So it's harder for me to network in that kind of environment for me. So that's been my challenge, working as a mortgage associate.
So how about yourself?
So for me, I've been in the tech industry for the last 10 years, and I've done my, business on the side also. But the biggest thing I've come across is maybe sexism. I had to work extra hard to get to where the males were. And it's not just the Muslim women, right? I think it's the women altogether. But as a Muslim who actually looks Muslim, it's a little bit tougher for me through my experiences.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your business on the side that you launched. I thought it was very interesting. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about it, how you got started in it?
Okay, so my mom and dad, they've always given back to the community. I'm from Bangladesh, so my dad has the orphanage. He has the giving back every Eid, 80 families, clothes and stuff like that. So all my life, I've seen my mom and dad give back. And two and a half years ago, I said, why can't we create something that will take care of the hunger in the world? So the way we would be able to get to the masses is through technology. So I created an app called PaidMeals, which allows the general public to buy meals for anyone in need throughout the world with participating restaurants. So it's literally, there's 4 ways to, would you like me to elaborate?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's 4 ways to contribute. There are 4 users within the app. It's going to be the nonprofits, the people who are contributing, the restaurants, and the receivers. The way you would give is we have a secret phrase. If the person doesn't have an app, the receiver doesn't have an app, access to a phone, they can actually put a secret phrase to that food within that restaurant. They can go grab it that way. The other way is to link the meal to the specific person, to that restaurant. And the other way is nonprofits who doesn't know about paid meals yet. Nonprofits have access to 9,000 meals a month. They could take those meals from different restaurants. We're allocating about 20 restaurants per nonprofit. They could grab the meals and take it to their establishment and then feed the people in need.
Okay, awesome. So I guess some of the questions that we've had is, what do you see the current landscape for Muslim women in terms of entrepreneurship and in business? Do you see it growing? Do you see the trend, more people, instead of going a traditional route, which is usually in healthcare, going more towards, they're going to start their own business. They're going to go and be part of real estate, which is another growing trend. Where do you see the landscape of that and your peers?
Yeah, I do see it growing. I've been in this real estate industry for about 10, 11 years. I didn't see as many Muslim women working as in the real estate industry when I first started. But in the last few years, I'm seeing that the trend is growing. I see more and more Muslim women coming out there and going into industries such as real estate and exploring taking risks compared to just taking that regular 9 to 5 jobs into nursing, medical, or teaching, things like that. So I see just more and more female Muslim women coming up with their own businesses, and I'm seeing that trend growing.
Okay. How about yourself in terms of, I mean, technology is hugely male dominated.
Yeah.
So, how do you see like more women like becoming programmers or in IT or, taking leadership roles?
From my experiences, like you said, it's male dominant. Getting on top of that ladder is like a struggle for any female,
Mhm.
and let alone a Muslim. Through my experiences, I've seen a lot of women, but on the like a tester role or not on like a director role or a CEO, CFO role, right? And being an entrepreneur gives you that opportunity to be your own boss and leader. I haven't met any Muslim women who have their own like a startup. I've never met one. But I see that right now there are more Muslim women, finding their own voice, finding their own independence. And then I see it maybe in a year from now or 2 years from now, I'll meet someone who has their own startup,
I think you make a very interesting point. I mean, coming from somebody who has a background in launching startups, I think one of the most important things I had to even get the confidence to initiate was mentorship. We're very big on the page about mentorship. We launched our, pipeline. Do you feel as Muslim women, is it easy to get another Muslim woman as a mentor, as a guide, or is like there's not that many Muslim women out there that can mentor you? Or
I haven't met anyone that I could say, okay, let me reach out to her to get mentorship. Have you?
I haven't myself, but because of that generation thing where I see more and more females are coming into this industry. But what I've noticed is that other younger females that I've worked with as clients, they do get inspired with what I'm doing, and they come to me and ask me like, oh, how does this work? What are the challenges? What are the benefits? And I see that they are motivated to do it. And I myself see myself as a mentoring someone to inspire them and be an entrepreneur in this business, in this field.
Awesome. Do you feel like, well, I mean, obviously, your answers speak for themselves that there should be more Muslim, mentors out there, especially women mentors.
Yeah.
How do you feel like there's some ways that, Muslim women can get together and actually mentor each other? Do you think there's any pipelines or anything that they should be doing that can, help grow the community?
Go ahead.
The thing I've noticed with Muslim communities is that the family sometimes don't let them be what they want to be, right? Because our 5 or 4 things are you got to be a lawyer, doctor, like accountant, finance, right? So entrepreneurship is such a taboo for our community, right? So if the families agree, okay, I'm gonna let my child just be themselves for a change, maybe we'll have that open gate to just explore more,
Yeah.
And then as far as mentorship goes, if someone reaches out to me, I get DMs and I get PMs often, but it's not with women of like Muslim women. It's actually non-Muslim women,
Right.
And they whatever they ask me, if I can help them, I do help them.
Mm-hmm.
But I would wish that more Muslim women would maybe reach out to me, or if I can do it, I have a lot of connections. Maybe I can link them. I mean, that would be great if that was possible.
Got it. So it's more about just creating transparency and I guess a space where Muslim women know, hey, this is where I can go and I can reach out, and there's a variety of different professionals that I can reach out to. That's good. Well, that's something we'll definitely try to create on the MEA page. So I guess reiterating that, what is some advice you give to somebody like in college that is being pushed by their parents to go towards accounting, but they're really interested in launching a business, or they see real estate growing and they really want to be part of that community? What are some ways that you think that they should, or things that they should be doing to help their professional career growth?
Right. So like the sister said, we do face challenges as Muslim women. We've been, told from the very beginning, you have X amount of choices to pick from when it comes to career choices. Entrepreneurship, it involves taking risk. It involves taking challenges, things that have from my family. Sometimes they're like, how are you going to manage being a mother with kids and managing work-life balance? That's been a struggle as well. So you need a proper support system. And I think for younger generation who are inspiring to become entrepreneurs, I would say take the challenge. Don't be afraid to try something new. There is risks involved compared to a regular job or something, but definitely it's worth it, and they should really try it.
Okay. Well, what about you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, no problem. I was saying, what is some advice that you give to somebody that is in your shoes, that's in school studying, their parents are pushing them to do, maybe they're trying to push them to do pre-med, but they're more interested in doing business and an entrepreneurship type role, but because of family and the stigma that that's a more male-dominated field. What are some ways that you think they should be engaging and getting more exposure and professional growth?
Okay, so I'll just start by saying it's an identity crisis also for us, right? As Muslim women, because we're in my culture versus the Western culture, where do I fit in? I have to please my family, I have to please the society, and also somehow I have to be my own self. So that creates a confusion, right?
Yeah.
So I can't give advice on that because I'm not that person. I mean, I'm not those individuals, but what I've done, because I had a very supportive family, I got to explore since I was 15 years old. I got into different businesses. They all flourished. I just never kept up with it because I had to finish school, get in the corporate world, and just, but it's just, I think it's easier when you have a support system from your family to let you become who you want to become and who you are meant to become, So I don't really have an advice. It's just trying to figure out, you have to find a balance. You have to decide, am I living for my family's happiness? Am I living for society's happiness? Or am I trying to live my happiness?
Got it.
I think that's the only way to create your long-term happiness and your business and entrepreneurship.
No, absolutely. I think, it lies somewhere in between.
Yeah.
So absolutely. So, through your guys' journey, what are some valuable lessons, that you learned that you would, like to share upon others? Maybe mistakes that you've made that you feel like, if you went back, you wouldn't make them, or, just some life lessons.
Yeah, for me personally, I think coming into this industry, it is a challenge. A lot of people, when they start, they may leave within the first year if they can't handle the stress or they can't keep up with it. But for me, I didn't want to take that as a way to get out. Like, just kind of accept the challenge and move on. Like, don't be afraid of failures. Accept that, look for opportunities, and just keep going. And that has worked for me. I could have given up the first year, but no, I kept, didn't let that stop me or hold me back, and just moved on. And, alhamdulillah, I'm doing great as a female account executive here with guidance. And, I'm proud of my achievements so far here. Awesome.
What about you?
So I've always, whatever failures or whatever obstacles that I've come, about, I've always tried to come back to Allah for guidance, right? Just to show me the right path. And if I'm doing it wrong, maybe show me what's the right way. And everything that I've been through, I do not regret anything because of those obstacles and situations that I've come across, I am who I am today. I'm a little stronger because I know what not to do. It's, I always say it's great to know what you want in life, or what, but it's equally important for you to know what you don't want, right? So all the obstacles, all the diversity, whatever I've went through, it's meant to happen for me, and I'm happy that I did go through that.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Do you think within the Muslim community, there's, just in general, male and female, do you think there's less of a push in terms of promoting each other's business, helping each other's business, and
Yes, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Feel free to talk about it.
I would say, okay, I'll give you an example. My sister Salma Khan, she's the founder of World Hijab Day. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Yes.
Non-Muslim, she has all the support of non-Muslims. And of course we have Muslims supporting it, but it's just like, because it's my sister internally, if they know you, they're like, oh, that one click like, I'm not gonna do it. She's gonna get. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, no,
if she
absolutely.
has a 40,000 like, that 4101, it's not gonna be from a Muslim because they're like, I'm not helping her. Do you understand? Those are just the little things, and I've come across so much of that. But we have to help one another.
Absolutely.
Why aren't we there as Muslims, especially? We have to build each other up. The problem is we don't think that helping each other up, somehow helping somebody else up, it's gonna let us down.
Mm-hmm.
But you help somebody up, it helps you up also.
Absolutely. I mean, I completely agree. A lot of the times is that I don't know why the mentality is I'm not going to help my fellow brother or sister with their business because at the end of the day, what am I getting out of it? And I think that mentality that and a lot of Muslims have it, and even young and old, I don't think there's a generation gap with that. I feel like that mentality should be gone because I see so many other communities of different ethnic backgrounds that are really helping each other grow without wanting anything to return. They feel proud when a fellow for example, the Hispanic community, they feel proud when a fellow Hispanic is rising up through the ranks in corporate America or whether it be in politics. So I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the Muslim community, we just need more of that.
No, I agree with you. I think we do need to support each other, and there are options. They usually, instead of coming to Muslim community, they'll be like, we rather go here or there for other things, but they don't want to give you an opportunity and see, okay, how is it going to work out? So definitely, I think there's more work needed in that area.
Well, yeah, that's what MEA community is all about. We're trying to break the stigma, break walls, and I think it's the youth that really has to carry things forward. It's a young generation that has to not take the mistakes or the mentality and the stigma of the old generation. Be like, you know what? I don't care what the person, the person's Muslim. We're all different flavors. I'm going to help their business grow. At the end of the day, you can be proud saying that fellow, brother or sister that you helped, went to a high plateau. So, yeah.
Can I say something really funny?
Sure.
Okay. So the way you know that a family or a person it's gonna be willing to help you, just ask for their mom's recipe for like a curry or something. They don't even want to share that. Like, you understand?
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like personal. I guess it's just a stigma of anything that they can feel that can help you in any way. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And it's sad because I feel like Islam is all about, brotherhood and sisterhood and about helping each other. And, the Muslim community it shouldn't be, okay, we're going to go to the mosque and, say Eid Mubarak to everybody. That's when we're going to come together.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't we come together, 365 days a year, if a fellow, a brother or sister launched a business, let's all help them out, post their stuff on Facebook. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. It doesn't cost you anything to like or, put a comment up there. Yeah. And I mean, that's a stigma that we really do have to change. So, yeah.
But I think we're, like, as us, this generation, like, we've recognized that. And I think we're really, like, we're going to make a difference. Like, we're not going to be what the old generation taught us or what they're doing. I think we're making that, that lead to say, okay, we're going to support one another.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal of the community. And, so I think as we're wrapping things up, is there anything, last piece of advice that you want to tell the viewers, and also, just about yourselves and how people can reach out to you if they have any questions? So.
Yeah, sure. If you have any, so our company is Islamic Finance, as you may know, Guidance Residential has been there for 15, 16 years now. We funded $4 billion so far. My office here is in Jamaica, Queens. My information is on the website if you go, and my phone number. So if you're interested in Islamic Home Finance, definitely contact me, and I'll be, inshallah, more than happy to help you with your mortgage needs.
And as for me, the PaidMeals app is live on iOS and Android. Please go download it. It's free. It's only when you're paying it forward, you buy the meals for them. And any restaurants who are interested in becoming partners with PaidMeals, please just reach out to me. The website is paidmeals.com. All the links are there, and then social media also on IG and Facebook.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We definitely want to continue the growth. MEA community, please join the mentorship program. We're going to make a huge push there. We have more webinars coming up, one-on-one with entrepreneurs as well, all over the world. Primarily we've done it in New York in person. We're going to release it to people all over the world who have businesses. we're also in the process of launching our Instagram, where it's going to be a free platform for businesses and people that want to promote their services to go ahead and send us any marketing material, and we'll go ahead and post. The way we move forward is together and as a community. So thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.